Hi, I'm Dr. Brenda Myers. I'm the Executive Director for the Discovery Center of the Southern Tier. Sir Bentley and I are thrilled today to be a part of the Discovery Center's Read-A-Thon. We've been working on picking great books about Scottish Terriers because those are Sir Bentley's favorite stories. This one today is a very famous story. Marjorie Flack wrote these books in 1930, and they've been reprinted ever since. Today's story is Angus and the Ducks. Angus is the Scottish Terrier. Who was the little dog in the mirror? He was curious about things which come apart and things which don't come apart, such as slippers and gentlemen's suspenders and things like that. But Angus was most curious of all about noise which came from the other side of a large green hedge at the end of the garden. The noise usually sounded like this: quack, quack, quackity, quack. Oh, it's a funny sound, huh, Sir Bentley? But sometimes it sounds like this: quackery, 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 quack. One day, the door between outdoors and indoors was left open by mistake, and out went Angus, without his leash or somebody else. Down the little path he ran until he came to the large green hedge at the end of the garden. He tried to go around it, but it was much too long. He tried to go over it, but it was much too high. So Angus went under the large green hedge and came out on the other side. There were two white ducks. They were marching forward, 1 foot up, 1 foot down. Quack, quack, quackery, quack. Angus said, "Woof, woof, woof." Away went the ducks, all in a flutter. Quackery, quackery, quackery. Angus followed after. Soon the ducks stopped by a stone watering trough under a mulberry tree. Angus stopped too. Each duck dipped a yellow bill in the clear, cool water. Angus watched. Each duck took a long drink of the cool, clear water, and still Angus was watching. Each duck took another long drink, and then Angus said, what do you think he said? Woof, woof. Away the duck scuttled. And Angus decided he needed a drink of water, so he lapped the cool, clear water. Birds sang in the trees. The sun made a path through the leaves and over the grass. The ducks were talking together. Quack, 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 quack. Then they charged at Angus. Hissing, hissing. Uh-oh. The first duck nipped at Angus's tail. The second duck flapped his wings. I think Angus is in trouble. Angus scrambled under the large green hedge and scurried up the little path. He scampered into the house and he crawled under the sofa. For exactly 3 minutes by the clock, Angus was not curious about anything at all. 3 whole minutes. We know what it's like to be a curious dog, don't we, Sir Bentley? Hi, I'm Dr. Brenda Myers, the Executive Director from the Discovery Center, and this is Sir Bentley. We're thrilled today to be reading for the Discovery Center's Read-A-Thon. Mr. Bentley and I have been working very hard to pick out stories that are his favorite. He loves to have stories that have Scottish Terriers in them, just like he's a Scottish Terrier. So our first story today is Too Many Scotties by David Richard Hughes. This is written for Pamela and Abigail. Paige had a problem. No matter what anyone asked her, she only said, "I wish I had a Scottie." You know that, huh, Sir Bentley? Paige wanted a Scottish Terrier, a Scottie. A Scottie loves to play ball. A Scottie loves to stick his nose in a small place. A Scottie loves to be with you. Paige's first words in the morning were, "I wish I had a Scottie." Her mother asked, "What would you like for breakfast?" And Paige would say, "I wish I had a Scottie." Paige's teacher asked if her homework was done, and she said, "I wish I had a Scottie." No matter what anyone asked Paige, she would only say, "I wish I had a Scottie." Her parents were worried and took her to the doctor. The doctor said, "Stick out your tongue and say, 'Ah.'" She did, and then she said, "Ah, wish I had a Scottie." The doctor frowned and said, "How many times have you wished for a Scottie?" 201 times. "Go home and rest," said the doctor. "We'll see you in the morning." The very next day, the alarm clock rang. Paige reached over her hand and she felt something cold and wet. Oh. Yeah, this is the good part. The big nose of a Scottie. Paige then heard barking from beneath her bed. She looked to see 10 little eyes. She went to the bathroom to get water for the dogs, but the tub was full of Scotties. She carried all the dogs to her room. She put them here and there and everywhere. She opened her dresser to find many wiggling black noses. Paige ran to open the window for air, but more Scotties came tumbling in. She ran to the closet for her jacket to take the dogs outside, but more Scotties fell from the shelf. Too many Scotties. With nowhere to stand, Paige jumped under the covers of her bed, sending the Scotties flying. They landed right back on top of her bed. Stuck under the covers, Paige closed her eyes. "I made a wish and they all came true. I don't think one little girl needs so many wishes. I want to give them back." She lifted the covers and there was not a single Scottie in the room. "Well, I didn't mean to give back 201 wishes. Now all the dogs are gone." "What dogs?" asked Paige's mother. "You must have been dreaming. A wish is special, and sometimes one wish is all you need." "It seems so real," said Paige. She hopped out of bed, went to the bathroom to turn on the water to take her bath. But there was something in the bathtub. Paw prints of Scotties. "They were here," said Paige. She heard a noise outside and jumped up to look out to the open window. The Scotties were going home. She knew 201 Scotties were too many dogs for one girl, but she was sad to see them leave. And she stepped down from the window. She felt something next to her feet. It felt wet and cold. What do you think, Sir Bentley? She looked down to see just one Scottish Terrier, which is really all that she had wished for in the first place. That is one happy little girl. The end.